Hey Pisces, this is Hal for HES Ultimage, and this is your Spirit Tea Leaf forecast for the month of July. Hey guys, for personal readings, hit the link below in the comments section. Alright, so that said, I'm going to get into your reading, and of course I always love showing what's inside the teacup just to show you that I actually did this. Alright, and for the fun of being able to see that there are in fact symbols inside the cup. And just give that a little rotation, even though it won't be very legible. But there you have that. Alright, and then I always, do the symbols ahead of time because it's really time-consuming when I'm looking at them, and you'd just be watching me looking at a cup vacantly and going, what does that mean? So I break down the symbols ahead of time so that way I can just tell them to you and give you the message, which is always the important part, okay? Okay, cool. Alright, so this is the first thing they want to bring through. It was in the area of Jupiter. Now, here are the symbols, and here's how they broke down. We had the one that was like the camel pose in yoga. It goes by a few different names, but like the westernized way of saying it is camel pose, where the person is like bent backwards and touching their legs, basically, kind of in the shape of a wheel. And they said that was the concept of inverse, okay? It's the idea of turning one thing and shifting it into the other direction, or turning something upside down or inside out. That was the concept of inverse, okay? The other thing in the area of Jupiter was a lottery machine. I'm from Pennsylvania, so it's kind of the idea of like those little lotto machines that pop out those balls, so that they have things for people's lotto tickets, like, and each one produces, yeah, another ball. So those two together, it shows like an inverse or a reversal or like a flip when it comes to how fortune is coming in, or the way it's coming in, or that it is coming in. Yeah. Okay, cool. And they're saying, for the interpretation of that, way it's coming in is the best way of describing it. So the idea is the way that you're receiving, okay, any kind of wealth, abundance, good fortune, etc. It's going to come in a different way in July. Yeah, there we go. In a different way in July. So it could be the medium through which you're receiving it. In which case, if you normally get money through things like freelance, then maybe you'd be getting it through a different type of project or a new type of client. If you were normally doing things through a 9-to-5, then maybe you would find some sort of odd job or extra work that would bring in other types of money. It could also be the way that luck comes to you. So, okay, so let's say you normally get things through, like, games of chance or gambling, then it might be that something comes to you instead through, like, a friend or an acquaintance or a random, circumstance. Yeah, okay, cool. Sorry, I had to get some confirmation there. All right, so that's like a number of different ways that that could fall out for you. But the idea is, again, the big picture for Pisces in July when it comes to, receiving good fortune, receiving different gifts from, different blessings, whether it be monetary or through possessions or other things like that, are going to come through in that way, in a way that, again, is a different form or a different medium or vehicle than you would normally receive it, okay? Yeah, cool. All right, give me a second. Moving on to some more. All right. All right. Okay, next one they want for me to focus on is in the center of the cup. That usually represents, yeah, some of the key energies here. Okay, here we go. So we've got the Knight on the Horse is one of the energies coming through. Yeah. And that would represent the energy of, somebody coming to the rescue, kind of. Somebody being a valiant force, a positive force, a driving force in your life. And I believe they're, yeah, coming in. Yeah, okay, cool. Making sure of that. Coming into your life in July. Yeah. And give me a second. Okay, cool. And they're tying in this concept of that, you know, again, the lottery machine with that inverse effect towards this person, in which case, you know, this new medium for wealth, abundance, good fortune, etc., can be coming from another person. Okay? And give me a second. Oh, and they're saying that's really, yeah, okay, the key focus, that concept of the new medium for that particular good fortune element being shifted into, again, a new medium, new operation, new area to receive it through. Okay, and give me a second. Let's see what else. Okay, and yeah, I'm supposed to keep elaborating right now on that Knight on the Horse energy. So apparently, yeah, it's going to be, yeah, coming in. So it's going to be another, again, and I have to bring this back for some reason because I'm not focusing on it enough, is the idea that it's another person coming in, like a new person. Yeah. So that's really what they wanted me to focus on, is the concept that they're new. Okay, and that they're bringing something new to the table. Again, that you're going to wind up being able to take positive advantage of and bringing positive things in for you in July, okay? Okay, alright. Oh, okay, and here's the next thing they want me to bring in, is that, like, you're going to be receiving, like, they might be a medium for new communication, or bring forward to you new connections, okay? Because that's important too. Because that's what they're showing me, because they said doing Mercury, which is, you know, creating more connections, okay? All right, so this person who is very valiant and has really positive dynamic energy is going to be helping you, you know, bring forward that many more connections, communications, could even be deals, okay? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right, give me a second. Okay, all right, okay, and now we're getting into the next symbol. All right, so next one they want me to go to is between Mars and Mercury. That's between the area of communication and action. Yep. And this symbol is moving towards Mars, which is towards action, and it's a sprinter. All right, and now I'm getting the big picture, of course. All right. So that would suggest the idea of being very motivated. Sprinter is represented by Pisces, okay? So Pisces is the sprinter. I knew that when I saw it. The sprinter in this case represents the energy of a lot of motivation and a lot of positive, driven energy towards a particular goal. Yeah. Oh, and yeah. There's also this other symbol, and it was a little person going like this, like, hey! Well, it's a little bit higher, but you can't see my arms. And the idea, the concept was the idea of when a referee's like, field goal, you know, like, it's good. So that's, I feel like we're on, like, we're doing the wave at a baseball game or something. That's the energy around the sprinter. So it's the idea that you're being kind of like waved in, or you're being like approved as far as, okay, cool. They're saying it's about the approval, okay? So it's like you're being approved towards the action. And again, it's between action and communication itself. And again, we were talking about that communication comes from that Knight on the Horse person, the person who's bringing this valiant, upbeat, driven, motivated energy. And also, again, it's the idea that, like, they're bringing something into your life in a very positive, dynamic way, okay? Because Knight on the Horse, very dynamic figure, okay? Someone who, like, comes in with all their fire and enthusiasm and gets you motivated. And actually, yeah, that's exactly what it is. Okay. And now they're bringing me into the next symbol. Next symbol is this tiger head that was towards the center of the cup, and that represents the energy of fierce, they said. Fierce in a positive way. Fierce like a warrior, you know? Fierce like you're gritting your teeth and like you're like doing the whole grr thing. It's like you've got your game face on, okay? And that's kind of the whole point of this, yeah, the point of the sprinter in Mars, really. It's the idea of being really motivated towards an action, motivated towards like a project or a goal that you have, and like again, the Knight on the Horse person's going to give you the motivation and also some of the connections that you need in order to feel that level of confidence and that level of like the fire for it. Because again, the tiger head with the fierceness is showing that idea of that level of confidence in your motivation as well. Sprinter with the tiger head is really coming off very strong as far as the sprinter being, you know, your level of motivation and drive towards what you want, versus the tiger head is the confidence and, you know, the daring nature of you going towards what you want without fear. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Next symbol they want me to bring in, it was this little angelic figure that they said was a cherub particularly. That's the energy they wanted to come through. So it's an angelic energy, but it's a playful angelic energy. It's like the energy of like angelic, but in under the guise or the filter of a child. So it's the idea of, yeah, freedom, fun, lightness, like a light and airy quality to it. And give me a second because I want to see. Oh, okay, and they're bringing in the energy of the camel yoga pose into the cherub energy. So again, it's the inverse. Okay. All right, getting it. All right. They're showing that the cherub energy helps create the inverse towards the energy of fortune, which again was coming through really strongly. They're also showing having a more fun, playful, lighthearted mentality, and having that come through us in July for Pisces is going to help you create the inverse and that flow of energy that you need in order to facilitate the new opportunities that come in. Okay? All right? Oh, and of course now this one's next. All right, and now they're bringing me into the energy and the symbol of the anteater. Okay, because that was a big symbol in the cup. Anteater was actually feasting on ants with its like long tongue. So that's the idea. It's the idea of being able to enjoy the feast of this abundance. And again, yeah, and again they're showing me that inverse quality again. So the idea is that again it's coming from sources that it's not usually coming from, new sources. It could be again new clients, acquisitions, opportunities, jobs, etc. Like new things that are coming in through new connections, new networking and communications is really big, okay? All right, give me a second. I want to see what else they'd like for me to focus on here. Okay, cool. Sorry, I had to get the next part, you know, communicated to me here. Next one they wanted to focus on was the idea that, like, whatever you're sprinting towards whatever that goal is, it's far off right now, but you're running at it and you're so motivated towards it that, yeah, you're really bridging the gap faster than you would normally be doing it because of the fact that the motivation and the confidence is there. Yeah, and they're saying that's a big deal. So it's like whatever your goal or aspiration is in July, it seems like it's something that would normally feel like it would take a whole lot more time or seem a lot more daunting, but for some reason, because of the confidence this person brings out in you, right, and the extra like support you're gaining through new communications, new connections, new, and again, maybe new acquisitions or new opportunities through new little side jobs or whatever it is, that those things in particular are giving you such added confidence that you're really charging at this goal. And therefore, it's going to seem like it was easier than it actually was to get to. All right, okay, cool, okay. Yeah. All right. And of course, now this makes perfect sense too. Okay. Here we go. Next one in the area of Venus, which represents relationships, communications. Relationships can be love, friendship, or family, or networking and connections in that way. Yeah, community, and society, like your social sector, etc. Right. Good. All right, in that area, we had an archer shooting an arrow. Literally, you could actually see them with their bow and the arrow floating around. The arrow was hitting the rising sun, okay? Rising sun represents new opportunities, new dawnings, everything like that. It shows that you have your focus and direction on something new, and you're really shooting that out. And it's like, it's very, the focus and the drive is totally there. Because at the end of the day, you know, because of this person who's coming in that's going to bring you this motivation, this clarity, this confidence again. Because the confidence is huge and the connections are huge. Okay, that's the biggest two areas. You know, as much as like the whole shift in where you're receiving opportunities is so important, and it really is, yeah, that it's the confidence and the connections that are going to be giving you such motivation that it makes everything seem easier. Okay, cool. All right, and give me a second. Okay, cool. All right, and they were focusing on the word little person, and I was like, wait a second, do you mean like the person feels like maybe like they're, you know, in a place where they either feel like they're disconnected or small or in a small pool, kind of the idea of a big fish in a small pond kind of analogy, and that's what they were saying. They were like, okay, little person is how the Pisces feels right now, but after having these different experiences, the Pisces is going to feel like, you know, they're connected. And it's like, yeah, the little fish joins a school of fish. Okay, right. Cool. Okay, so the idea is that, you know, whoever this new person is who's coming in with a lot of positive, dynamic, fiery energy is going to be connecting you with new people and new opportunities. Again, these can be in many different forms, but they're coming in with it. They're going to be giving you that confidence and motivation that you need. And again, it's going to create a shift in where you receive your good fortune and how it's going to come in and where it comes in from, okay? All right. Okay, cool. And in the area of the horseshoe, we have this jumping dolphin, and it was far away, though, from the actual destination point, which will suggest that, you know, it's further down the line that you see some of the progress from this image. Jumping dolphin shows, like, a big stride or a big jump when it comes to little dreams, aspirations, goals, and yeah, okay, and that's what I was feeling, and they brought that through to me. Because they said it's more about the joy of things, and, like, in that case, it represents a big jump in the happiness, enjoyment, fun, pleasantness that you can experience in your good luck sector, period. Okay, yeah, because horseshoe is good luck and everything like that, on top of Jupiter, which is good fortune and abundance and things coming in, opportunities, gifts, etc. Okay? Okay, alright, cool. And that's the other thing they wanted to bring forward. They said, far off, the jumping dolphin thing with like more joy, pleasantness, enjoyment that will be resulting of your good fortune comes from that whole camel perspective, the whole camel yoga pose, that inverse energy of shifting where you're receiving your good fortune from, where you're receiving money from, where you're receiving material or abundant things from, possessions, etc. That's where it's going to come from. Like, again, that shift. So pay close attention. Yeah, and they're saying really close. Like, you don't want to miss the, it's not so much that, like, yeah, it's not so much about missing an opportunity, but it's more like, okay, because everything is perfect and you're receiving the message, you should be much more aware of what the opportunity is and be able to recognize it and go, there we go, there's the opportunity for receiving, you know, gifts, abundance, etc. from something where I normally wasn't receiving it before. Okay, cool. So, they said, you know, wrapping up from there, okay, to just remember to clarify for you that again, that Knight on the Horse is a person, and that's like the important thing to have on your radar this month is to be able to identify that person and to be able to connect with that person so that person can connect to you, okay? All right. Okay, so that said, I do personal readings. If you want one, hit the link below. Hope you do, and I hope you have an awesome month. I'll see you later.